Hey guys, AI Wizard here. So one of our members, one of our viewers who was watching our video asked for some tips for broke students because that's their experience. All right. So I have tried some things. I want to see what is the use case for students. So I know one of the use cases for students is actually processing PDFs, processing documents. So in this case, you can see here for Gemini, I have one document that I sent, which is like some legal document. It's quite large. There's a lot of pages there. Okay. And that's what our viewer asked for. So he specifically wants some tips for Gemini, and I'm going to give you just that. It will be a short video, however, still useful, okay? So now here you can see on the right side, I have a Gemini. So this is a paid Gemini with 2.5 Pro. And you know that if for Gemini, if you have already tried, if you have tried to use it for free, after one or two messages, you will be rate limited. So you can only send one or two messages at max because it outputs a lot of tokens when thinking, and the generally is very like expensive to process. So it makes sense that they do rate limited. So you have to pay, right? And you can see that you don't have to understand the question and answer, but you can trust me that it's correct. So it's referring to PDF nicely. It's actually more or less correct. And it's also able to source like each individual part where it's coming from. Okay, so everything is fine here. Now, the interesting thing that I want to show you today is actually called AI Studio. So still not many people are aware of this. So AI Studio is a Google's product for developers to test their models, which means it's a tool for developers, a UI essentially, to test their Gemini models whenever they come out. And you can see here in the settings, I'm able to choose Gemini 2.5 Pro, which should be at least similar to what is being used at Gemini right now in the customer product. So Gemini.google.com actually, like for differentiation, is a customer-facing product for normal users, while AI Studio Google.com is a product for developers to test their models so that they can later implement the APIs and Gemini models into their own AI applications. Okay, so this is just a UI for testing. So now the interesting thing about this UI for testing that it's free, at least for now. Right now, it's free to use, but you need to note that the data that is being fed to this model will be used for training. So there is no privacy here. However, if you are a student, if you just need to process a lot of documents and all that stuff, you don't really care about privacy. So it's fine as long as the tool is free. And you can see here, I asked exactly the same question and it gave me a very, very good answer. I would even argue that it's more detailed compared to what the customer facing Gemini told me, because it has more information basically and referring to many more sections. And yeah, to sign up and try it out, just go to aistudio.google.com. The link will be in the video's description. That's all I wanted to say. For all of my broke students out there, just use aistudio.google.com while you can now, because it's free to use. Okay, bye bye.